Welcome back to the English Daily Podcast. I'm Anna, and I'm so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're commuting, cooking, or just relaxing, we're going to make the next few minutes really worth your time. Today we're talking about something you see every single day, but probably never think about. Jake, are you ready?
Hey everyone, I'm Jake, and I am definitely ready. And Anna, I'm already curious. What is this thing we see every day but never think about?
It's color. Today we're exploring the psychology of color. That means how different colors affect our mood, our decisions, and even our bodies. It's a fascinating topic, and it's also a great chance to learn some useful English vocabulary along the way.
Oh, I love this topic already. So you're saying that the color of a room, or a shirt, or even a website can actually change how we feel? That sounds almost like magic.
It does sound like magic, but it's actually science. Let me give you an example. Imagine you walk into a room painted entirely in bright red. How do you think you'd feel?
I think I'd feel a little excited, maybe even a bit tense. Red is such a strong, bold color. It feels like it has energy.
Exactly. And that's not just your imagination. Studies show that red can actually increase your heart rate and make you feel more alert. Some people even say it makes them feel a little hungry. That's why you'll see red used a lot in fast food restaurants. It's no accident.
Wait, that's why so many restaurant logos are red? I always thought it was just because red stands out and catches your eye.
That's part of it, yes. Red is definitely eye-catching. But it also stimulates appetite. So when a restaurant uses red, they're doing two things at once. They're grabbing your attention, and they're making you feel hungry. Pretty clever, right?
That is really clever. Okay, so what about blue? I've heard that blue has a calming effect. Is that true?
Yes, that's very true. Blue is often associated with calmness, trust, and stability. Think about it. When you look at a clear blue sky or a calm ocean, you probably feel relaxed. That's why many banks and tech companies use blue in their logos. They want you to feel that they are trustworthy and dependable.
That makes a lot of sense. My bank's logo is actually blue. I never thought about why, but now it seems so obvious. Let me guess, the word dependable means something you can rely on, right?
Spot on, Jake. Dependable means reliable, something or someone you can trust to be consistent. And here's another useful word for you. When we say a color has a calming effect, the word effect is spelled E-F-F-E-C-T. A lot of learners confuse that with effect, spelled A-F-F-E-C-T. Remember, effect is usually a verb, the action, and effect is usually a noun, the result.
Oh, that's a really helpful tip. So the color blue affects your mood, and the effect is that you feel calm. Affect with an A is the verb, affect with an E is the noun. I think I'll finally remember that one.
Perfect, you've got it. Now let's talk about green. What comes to mind when you think of green, Jake?
Nature, for sure. Trees, grass, parks. Green just feels fresh and healthy to me.
And you're exactly right. Green is strongly connected to nature, growth, and renewal. The word renewal means the process of making something new again, like how plants grow back in spring. Green is also used to represent health and sustainability, which means using resources in a way that doesn't harm the environment.
So that's why so many eco-friendly brands use green in their logos. It's like a visual signal that says, hey, we care about the planet.
Exactly. Colors are a kind of silent language. They communicate messages without using any words at all. And here's something interesting. This color language can even be different across cultures. For example, in many Western countries, brides wear white because white represents purity and new beginnings. But in some parts of Asia, white is traditionally associated with mourning and funerals.
Wow, that's a big difference. So the same color can mean completely opposite things depending on where you are in the world. That's something travelers should definitely keep in mind.
Absolutely. And speaking of cultural meanings, red is another great example. In China, red is a lucky color. It represents happiness and prosperity, which means wealth and success. That's why red envelopes are given during Chinese New Year. But in other contexts, like in traffic lights, red means stop or danger.
So red can mean good luck in one culture and danger in another situation. Context really matters. Anna, what about yellow? I feel like yellow is such a cheerful color. It reminds me of sunshine.
You're right, yellow is often linked to happiness, energy, and warmth. It's the most visible color from a distance, which is why school buses and taxi cabs are often yellow. But here's a fun fact. Yellow can also cause eye strain and even anxiety when there's too much of it. Babies are actually known to cry more in yellow rooms.
No way, that's so interesting. I had no idea yellow could have a negative effect. I always thought it was just a happy color. The phrase, eye strain, means your eyes feel tired, right?
Yes, exactly. Strain means too much pressure or stress on something. So eye strain is when your eyes feel tired and uncomfortable, often from staring at screens or being in a room that's too bright. And Jake, since we're talking about useful expressions, let me share another one. When we say something is no accident or no coincidence, we mean it happened on purpose, not by chance. For example, it's no coincidence that hospitals often use soft green and blue colors. Those colors help patients feel calmer.
That's a great phrase to know. So designers and architects actually think carefully about color when they plan buildings and spaces. It's not just about looking nice. It's about how the space makes people feel.
Precisely. And this applies to our daily lives too. Think about the clothes you wear. Have you ever noticed that you feel different depending on what color you're wearing?
Actually, yes. When I wear black, I feel more serious and confident. And when I wear something bright like orange, I feel more playful and energetic. I always thought it was just in my head.
It might not be. Black is often associated with power, elegance, and authority. That's why judges wear black robes and business people often wear black suits. Orange, on the other hand, is a warm, energetic color associated with enthusiasm and creativity. The word enthusiasm means a strong feeling of excitement and interest in something.
This is all making so much sense now. I'm starting to look at the world differently. Anna, do you have any practical tips for our listeners? How can they use color psychology in their own lives?
I'm glad you asked, Jake. Here are a few practical tips. First, if you want to create a relaxing bedroom, use cool colors like soft blue or pale green. These colors can help lower your heart rate and make it easier to fall asleep. Second, if you need to focus and concentrate, try adding a little yellow to your workspace. It's stimulating and can help keep you alert. The word stimulating means something that makes you feel more active and energetic.
Those are really useful tips. So cool colors for rest, and warm, bright colors for energy and focus. What's the third tip?
Third, pay attention to how colors make you feel personally. Color psychology gives us general guidelines, but everyone is a little different. Maybe red makes you feel confident, or maybe it makes you feel stressed. The best approach is to notice your own reactions and choose colors that support the mood you want. Keep a little mental note, like a small reminder in your mind, about which colors make you feel good.
I love that. It's like becoming a scientist of your own life. Notice, experiment, and adjust. Anna, before we wrap up, can we recap what we learned today?
Of course. Let's do a quick recap. Today we talked about the psychology of color. We learned that red can increase energy and appetite, which is why many restaurants use it. Blue is calming and represents trust, so banks and tech companies love it. Green is connected to nature, growth, and sustainability. Yellow is cheerful but can cause eye strain in large amounts. And colors can have different meanings across cultures, so context always matters.
And we learned some great vocabulary too. We covered dependable, renewal, prosperity, eye strain, enthusiasm, and stimulating. Plus that helpful tip about affect versus effect. Affect with an A is the verb, affect with an E is the noun.
Beautifully summarized, Jake. And here's a challenge for all of you listening. Today, try to notice the colors around you and ask yourself how they make you feel. Is your favorite coffee shop painted a certain color? Does your phone case have a color that says something about your personality? Share your observations with a friend in English. Practicing what you learn is the best way to remember it.
That's a wonderful idea. Talk about it, write about it, make it yours. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the English Daily Podcast so you never miss a new lesson. Leave us a review, share us with a friend who's learning English, and come back tomorrow for another great topic.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Remember, every day is a chance to learn something new and to get a little better at English. Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep smiling. We'll see you next time on the English Daily Podcast. Bye for now.
Bye everyone, and take care. See you tomorrow.